HBO's Harry Potter series has started production this week, and we have also been given our first look at newcomer Dominic McLaughlin in the Harry Potter costume. We also got our first look at Nick Frost playing Rubeus Hagrid. It was on Monday we got our first look at McLaughlin as Harry, and then we got Nick Frost's appearance as Hagrid on Tuesday. And I did feel that they would show a new character off each day of this week, but seemingly they haven't done that, which is unfortunate. Overall, these two characters I think look very good. People have been giving the Hagrid look a bit more of a hard time, which I don't think is fair at all. I think this is going to be a reboot of the Harry Potter franchise. Whether or not you think this deserves to exist in any way is irrelevant. It's being made, and you don't want to see something that is completely identical. And I feel Nick Frost looks great as the character, and it's not so similar to what we got with Robbie Coltrane that it is just like, why bother doing a reboot at all? I do feel Dominic McLaughlin looks great as Harry, and he's in the costume of the school uniform from the Harry Potter films. I think it's almost identical to the ones we saw in the films. And this doesn't surprise me too much. I was thinking that, are we going to have the same sets, or at least very similar sets to the Harry Potter movie franchise, simply because HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has the Harry Potter world, which recreates the sets from the movies that you can go visit. And that brand of the Wizarding world is going strong, and it still exists. So if they reinvent Hogwarts and a lot of the designs, are they going to have to redo the entirety of the Harry Potter world? I feel like they don't have to, and they could always keep the Harry Potter films separate and those sets. But part of me feels like with the announcement we first got of the Harry Potter series, they used the same sort of picture silhouette of what Hogwarts was from the films. And then we have, obviously, Hogwarts Legacy, which is trying to build on this continuity of the Harry Potter world. So they may be leaning more towards that with this reboot of the franchise, but we'll have to wait and see. I certainly feel anyone working as a creative on this Harry Potter series would want to throw their own interpretation of Hogwarts and how these characters look and the design of Hogwarts Castle. So I do kind of prefer it if we do get something completely new and a reinvention of what we got from the films all those years ago now. I have actually seen some leaked photos from the set of London Zoo with Harry and the Dursleys, and they're looking nothing like what we got in the films, and that's probably wise. One of the things the films didn't get right is kind of the ages of the characters. Like, Harry's parents, when they died, were only 21 and they were very young, and I feel this version with the Dursleys, they're going to be in their early 30s, mid-30s. I think the actors are around that age rather than being a lot older. So when I see these set photos, I feel like they are going for this reinvention of the world, so I am excited to see a reimagining of the Harry Potter world, something different that we got in the movies. So that's very exciting for me. And I think I've seen Nick Frost got a lot of hate, and I think it's just people trying to be passionate about the films. But, you know, if you're a fan of this franchise, you probably just, it's been a long time. You'd want to see what's happening now and what a reinvention will look like. And, you know, it's bound to happen someday, and it's been, Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out in 2011, 14 years, and then this isn't debuting on HBO until 2027, apparently. So, you know, it's going to have been a very long time, and I'm fine with that, and I think most people are. I do understand the skepticism of it, but you know, we don't have a choice with these franchises, and I do like the Harry Potter films, and I'm intrigued to see what they do with this reinvention of the Harry Potter franchise in television form. Production is probably set to last until early next year, I think it was said in the Variety article, And the reason it kind of takes so long to make a project like this, and similar to with what we got with the Harry Potter films, is because of the laws filming with children. I think they can only work for up to 4 hours a day, and they have to have a certain amount of schooling in that time. Over the summer holidays, which it's about to be in the UK now, they've probably got some leeway to do more work, so they might get a lot of the school stuff done now before they go back to school in September, although it appears they're like being sort of homeschooled and taught on set, which I think is what happened with the Harry Potter films back in the day. But, it's going to take a long time to work on this project, and it's going to last until early next year, maybe to the middle of next year, ready for the 2027 release. I'm a bit surprised that they didn't aim for a Christmas release. A lot of people associate Harry Potter with Christmas, and it would have been good to see that in Christmas 2026, but oh well. Maybe they could move it forward if they manage to get it done in time, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm really intrigued to see what they do with Papu Eziodu's Snape and how he's going to vary from what we saw with Alan Rickman. And I'm very intrigued to see what they do with John Lithgow's Dumbledore, and I presume they might release some official stills of these characters before it leaks online, for example. I didn't really expect to see a Hagrid after seeing the Harry one released on Monday, and that's why I assumed we'd get one each day this week, but maybe they haven't actually started production with certain actors yet, but they would have done costume fittings and would have been on set, and they probably have taken some stills of the actors for promotional material. But I'm excited to see how these characters look and how it differs from what we got in the movies. I have also seen this week that they've cast 2 more adult actors. They have Louise Brealey playing Madame Hooch, who may best know from the Sherlock series, and then we also have Anton Lesser playing Garrick Ollivander, and I think that's very good casting, and even though it's only going to be a small role, I presume, and then he may show up later down the line when the character appears in later series, I think that's very inspired casting, and it's not someone who I wasn't really thinking of who are they going to cast as Ollivander, but I think that's a very good choice. Allegedly, they have also cast Voldemort, but they're keeping it secret, and I've seen some jokes around people saying that it's probably Pedro Pascal, but I've done a video recently about having an A-list star, and I think Cillian Murphy has been thrown around a lot, and I think he would be perfect in the role, and I'm really hoping he gets cast, and there are probably some other picks I'd like to see play Voldemort, but I think at the moment I'm completely behind Cillian Murphy playing that role. As I mentioned, there was some filming in London Zoo this week, and we saw some of the actors on set in their costume, and presumably we'll get more leaks if they're doing some out-and-about shooting, but I presume most of this is going to be shot on studio lots and sets built in like Pinewood Studios or wherever they're shooting it now. But I do feel we'll get some more official stills from some of the cast members, and I think that would kind of get people on board and get people excited about this project. I do really want to see what Snape and Dumbledore look like in particular, but all of the characters, these reinventions from the movies, I'm going to really want to see what they look like, and I'm really excited to see how it differs from that and how it can be maybe more book accurate, or they could go in a completely different direction, for example. And I'm just excited to see if it, do I like it? Do I hate it? Is it unusual? But I'm just keen to see what they're going to do with this TV series going ahead. But what are your thoughts on the stills we got from Harry and Hagrid? And have you seen the leaked photos or the paparazzi photos of them shooting at London Zoo? Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments below. Please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please make sure to hit the bell icon to receive notifications for all of my future videos. That's it for now. Thanks for tuning in.